day 151, and I'm back at my computer, and I still don't have my microphone working on my camera. So I have to use my happy little, you know, wireless mic. But that's because, well, I needed to try and take a rest. I ended up going camping. Well, kind of an impromptu thing. Went out and disappeared for several days in the woods. Me and the guys, me, my brother, and my son. Good times. I still went live, only on TikTok, unfortunately. We couldn't. I didn't have enough cell phone service to support all 4 streams, so I only did on TikTok, and I'll upload those videos or the links to them shortly, probably tomorrow. We just got back a couple hours ago, and I'm dead tired. Go figure. Now I need a vacation from the vacation, right? Is that always how it is? So, you ever notice how you walk back in your house, but your spirit is still out there in those trees? And that's where I'm at right now. I'll be honest. I mean, I'll be honest. My family and I, we got back 4 nights, 4 days of firefights, firelight, the quiet mornings watching eagle fish off the lake, cold air, hot coffee. Nothing better than hot coffee over an open fire. It's just the kind of peace that you just can't download. I mean, it just, you can't. And every time I go out there, something happens to me. Something deep, something ancient, something primal, something necessary. See, nature just doesn't relax me. It rebuilds me. Everybody has a trigger that helps them get better in life. And that's what today's message is about. Something simple. It's not small. It's not quitting. It's not giving up. It's taking a moment out for yourself to reset. See, you can't be productive if you're too tired. And sometimes you have to be productive at resetting. You have to be productive at resting. You have to be productive at taking that time out for you. You have to do it. Sometimes you have to do it. Otherwise, you're going to have burnout. Oh, man. Hang on one second. We're at the step point of return. And so what happens is today's message is all about that. The simple truth. It's not small. It's about taking a time out for yourself to rest and relax. It's taking that time out for rest, reset, and rise. It's not just a slogan. It's a survival strategy. Because if you don't take time out for yourself to rest, and you don't take out time out for yourself to reset, what?
So
I'm in the middle of something. Can it wait till I'm done?
All I'm gonna say is get people to use Raise Right for me.
Okay, get it done. And so it turns into a survival blueprint. Rest, reset, and rise. Turns into a blueprint for your success, for your future, for your dreams, for your goals. See, this is the rhythm that keeps you from burning out. Hello, Beth. It's the rhythm that keeps you from burning out, breaking down, or even just plain giving up. Because that's what happens to people. Is people tend to try and get burnt out, and they give up. They stop trying. And I want people to know that I'm not one to give up. I'm not one to get burned out or stop trying. I still try and hammer away. I still beat that dead horse. But I take time out for my rest and reset and rise. And some people, you know what? Like I said, I couldn't do it on Facebook. I couldn't do it on on Instagram. I couldn't do it on YouTube. I couldn't do it on Spotify. I chose one platform because there was no service, hardly any. And I did it on TikTok. Life goes on. Sorry, folks. You know, I'll upload the footage later. But likewise, I had hardly any service. So I went there for me, to do what's best for me. It was kind of a last minute deal, I'll be honest. Because we live in a world that drains you. I mean, it's just constant phone calls, people calling you constantly, constant texts, constant everything. And it just gets to a point where as you get tired of all the phone calls, you get tired of all the texts, you get tired of all the messages, you get tired of all the emails, you get tired of all the stuff that people just constantly and that's your job takes a toll on you. Your responsibilities takes a toll on you. Your phone, your stress, your past, your all those people expect it, all those expectations take a toll on you. And if you don't take time out for yourself to rest, unplug and just I'm done talking to people. Goodbye. See you later. I'll talk to you next week when I get back from the off from the woods office. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta start pouring into yourself than pouring other people. Because the answer for me has always been the same. Nature. All right. When I'm out there camping, I'm not escaping life. I'm reconnecting to it. I'm recharging my people battery. I'm recharging my batteries in general. I'm recharging my crapometer, if you want to call it. The crapometer. Yes, even the catometer. I'm recharging that. Because you have to try and stop and ask yourself, who's pouring back into you? Is somebody always bugging you for something? Are people always after you for this and that and that and that? And they constantly drain your energy from you. Because work drains you. School drains you. Life itself, bills drain you. Everything drains you. And that's where nature comes into play. For me, nature recharges. Nature revitalizes. For me, nature builds, recharges, and re-energizes me. And it just it takes it's basically pure maintenance for myself. Because when I go out there camping, I'm not escaping. I'm reconnecting. And heck, for the first day or two, I walked around barefoot out there. I'm not gonna be lying. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't the only one barefoot because we all needed to ground out. We all needed to try and feel that dirt underneath our hands. Underneath our hands. Yeah, our feet are our hands. Well, some people use their feet as their hands, but I had to feel the dirt under my feet. I had to step on that hot coal and feel the hot coal burn my foot because of the fact that I was too stupid to wear shoes around the fire. But you know what? Rest isn't laziness. Being productive is also knowing when to take that break. Being productive is knowing when to try and reset. Being productive is knowing when to try and cut those loose ends, those ties, those things that are draining you, and focus for a minute. Stop that. Sorry. Cat's playing with a microphone. I bet that sounded good, huh? Sometimes you gotta cut that loose and focus on yourself. Because rest isn't laziness. It's maintenance. It's fuel. It gives you the opportunity to reset and build that strategy on how you're going to attack the next week. You don't rest because you're weak. You rest because you're preparing to be strong. You're preparing to try and stand up and do something even bigger than you were before. And some of you haven't rested in so long, you forgot what your real self even feels like. You're so focused on listening to everybody else and all the other things out there that are around you, whether it's, Facebooky and TikTok and whatever like that. You're more focused on everybody else's life, comparing yourself to them and what you're failing compared to them than you are about comparing to yourself. Because you have a power inside of you. You have a magnificent power inside of you that you can control, that you can try and rebuild yourself. It takes a decision, and it's a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a hard decision. It takes a very hard decision to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to take a moment out for myself, and that's all there is to it. Nobody is going to bother me during that time period. Which means that, hey, shut the phone off. Shut social media off. Shut everything off. And only come back to it when you're fully prepared for it. If that's what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. If you have to try and shut off the work for the weekend, hey, I'm busy. I'm done working. I'm not working. And shut that phone off. That's it. Done. You're done working for the weekend. You realize that I missed 21 phone calls from 3 of my clients over the weekend? Oh, oops. I'll call them back Monday. They're not paying me for 24-hour service. They're paying me for business class service, which means that, next business day. Saturday is not a business day. And I hate saying it like that, but that's the honest God truth. So I couldn't try and post anything on Facebook or TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. But you know what? I went live on TikTok. I even did a cooking show on TikTok twice. I didn't share the morning donuts because you know what? That's private time with me and my son this morning and my brother. This morning the donuts and stuff like that was 100% private time. Because that's what we do on Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings we make donuts and we sit around and enjoy the conversation. We enjoy each other, and then we try and leave. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Kiowa, we missed you. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Beth. And you know what? Some of you people haven't rested in so long, you forgot what your true self feels like. And I want you to hear me clearly. Rest is not optional. Did you hear that? Rest is not optional. It is like oxygen. Literally, it's like oxygen. You need that. You need rest as much as you need to breathe. You need your dreams as much as you need to breathe too. But most of you aren't willing to work towards them. Oh, camping was amazing. It felt great. Because you know what? When I'm out there in the woods, something powerful happens. My mind slows down. My breathing evens out. My thoughts stop fighting for each other. And my purpose gets loud again. And my back gets sore. And my feet get sore too from all the walking. But you know what? That's the reset. That's the part that lets you know that, hey, you're still alive. That I'm not 6 feet underground yet. See, the pain is what keeps you awake. It lets you know you're still alive. You're still kicking. You're still going. Because if you don't have pain, guess what? You're dead. And reset is when the noise dies and the truth comes out. The truth rises. So when you rest, you get that chance to finally reset. And that reset is when you finally get to stop reacting to what's going around stop reacting to things that are going around at you and start remembering why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you can't remember the why, then you might be having a small problem. If you can't remember why you go to work every day, then you have a problem. If you can't remember why you go to school every day, you have a problem. If you can't remember why you wake up every morning and try and take care of the kids, you have a problem. Upper part of Michigan. Because you know what? Reset is when you stop running and start listening to yourself. And here's another part that people miss. Reset does not happen in motion. It happens in the stillness. It happens in that quiet time. It happens in that moment that you're all alone and you're thinking. Because you can't reset while you're rushing. You can't reset while you're being overwhelmed with so many things around you. You can't reset when you got sensory overload. You can't reset when you got phone calls and voicemails and emails and instant messages and everybody tugging at your shoulder at the same time. You can't reset. And you sure as hell can't reset while pretending that you're okay. But you can reset when you step away long enough to see your life change clearly again. That's why the woods matter to me. That's why camping hits my soul. We're talking it hits down so far deep that I had to take my shoes off so the ground can try to feel the roots in the dirt. I actually know I took my brother and Obes. Patty had a funeral to go to, or a wedding or something like that. Same thing in all essence. A funeral, wedding, same thing. But you know what? The woods matter to me because of the fact that it's so much. I mean, yeah, okay, so I go every now and then when I do get overwhelmed, I'll run to the local woods around here. I'll run around the woods for a while and have a good time. But it's not the same. It's not. It's like a tease. It's like trying and putting telling a kid with the $5 in his pocket to go stand in front of the candy store. You can't go inside, but you can stand outside and look in. It's like going to Jimmy John's for the free smells without $1 in your pocket. It's a tease. It's a freaking tease. It's like being an Uber, a DoorDash driver and going to all these cool restaurants and picking up the food there and smelling it all when you're hungry. It's a freaking tease. So sometimes you just gotta cut it. I'm done. Done. Game over. See you later. And out there. Because when you step away long enough to see life clearly again, things change. And I hadn't gone camping in almost 2 years. And that's not good for me. Glamping. Ha! Yes, there's 3 types of camping. There's glamping, there's regular camping, and then there's diehard camping. All right. Glampers, they go all out. They got the cots and they got the tables and they got all that thing in their Taj Mahal tent that blows up automatically with an air hose that they don't even have to try and put poles together. They just go out there and plug it in and they got their little Taj Mahal type bouncy house tent. And then they try and haul in their full-size beds and they full-size cots and full size this and full size that. And we're not going to talk about the air conditioners they pop through the corners of the tent to keep it nice and cool at night. Yeah, that's glamping. Then there's just the regular campers that just, they'll go to the KOA with the kids. They'll go to Yogi Bears, where there's RVs and tents and stuff like that. And that's all there is to it. And then there's the diehard campers, the ones that actually love cooking over an open fire. We're not talking about a barbecue grill that's planted in the ground where you add your own things. No, we're talking about somebody that actually digs a hole in the dirt and trying to stack stones around it and builds a fire in that hole, and you try and cook over that with aluminum foil. Who builds a small little pup tent over the side and you try and sleep in that on a cold, hard ground. Where you have a luxury if you go over to the hand pump and you hand pump the water up out of the ground because your arm's gonna fall off and you might get this much water inside your pot. That's real camping. Real camping is when you take it all in and you take it all out. Real camping is when you go there and you're trying to end up having to realize that there's no bathrooms. You got to shit in the woods. Oops. Does a bear shit in the woods? Yeah. Well, so can you. That's okay. Squatty potty. But that's why the woods matter to me so much. That's why camping hits my soul, because you try to and end up going back to the roots of where it all started, where we started as a human being, living in nature. Aluminum foil is a luxury. Ha! I love it. Yeah, I was actually going to teach a class on how to cook with an orange. Unfortunately, we ended up trying and having a late breakfast. And we all ended up taking naps. And before I realized it, oops, it's time for dinner instead. So we ended up not having an orange survival food, which sucks because that would have been cool. The look on Obe's face when I said, "Oh yeah, we're going to use an orange to cook." What? Yeah, we're going to use an orange to cook. We're going to cut that bad boy in half. We're going to eat the inside out. We're going to stick some meat inside there, stick some potatoes and other stuff inside there. We're going to wrap it back up and throw it in the fire and let the orange cook. What? Yep, that's how it's done. Because sometimes you don't have aluminum foil out there. What? Yeah. Because you know what? I keep going back there because of the fact that I need that reset. I need that energy. I need that grounding mode. I need my feet in that dirt. I need to see the eagle flying over the head. I need to see the owl fly over our heads as they're sitting by the fire. You hear this silent go, whew. What the hell was that? That was an owl. Really? Wow, cool, neat. Yeah, what's up? Questions? Questions? Comments? Queries? I'm allergic to mushrooms. I love mushrooms about as much as I love elephants, and I'm terrified of elephants. So every time I reset, I come back with new clarity, new energy, and new direction, the special kind. I'm going to say if you like mushrooms, then good for you. Enjoy the mushrooms. Me, I'm not a mushroom person. I'm just not. Mushrooms grow off dead things. It's yuck. But I'll just leave it at that. My personal opinion on it, if you like mushrooms, go for it. Enjoy the mushrooms. No matter what kind of mushrooms they are. I also feel very firmly in the idea that whatever it is that you like, it's your body. Do what you want to do with it. It's just I don't know. I really don't like mushrooms, honestly. I'm not allergic to them. I just, it's the texture. I don't like the texture of, it's just the texture of mushrooms. I just don't like. I just don't like the texture of them. So, you know, but there's other things out there that'll help you get connected. That just sounds wrong. Yeah, they put other things in chocolate bars too. To I'll leave it at that. So, anyways, but yeah, I won't lie. I may or may not have had a nice weekend. Had a good time. So because every time I rest, I come back clean, clear, more energetic, a new direction. Because see, rest fills you, reset focuses you. And now it's time to rise. Because rise launches you. Rise is when you step back in your life with a different posture. Rise is when you walk into your Monday with a different fire in you. Rise is when you stop surviving and start building. Rise is when you stop doubting yourself and start checking and deciding where you're going. I'm down. I actually have a goal of going camping every month this summer. So the next one I'm planning on going is later on in June. And rise is when you stop shrinking and you start showing up. Because part of success, 90% of success is just showing up, being there. And listen, rise doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you're present. I've got extras. It means you're awake. It means you're ready. Because some of you are overdue for a rise. I mean, some of you are walking around this life trying and just living the same day over and over and over again, waiting for something to change. And it has to be you that changes. You're ready for that change. You're ready for the blessings. You're ready for what's next. You're ready for the next level. Because you've been stuck in the same emotional season for way too long. Yeah, I've got extras. I actually want to buy a new tent for myself. So I've got three 1-man tents. I've got one 11-man tent, and I've got a 4-man tent. But I want to get excuse me. I want to get another 4-man tent for myself. That's Eric has it, and I love it. Oh my God, I love it. It's got this screen mesh on it that when it's off, when you have the canopy off, you can just see the whole sky. Beautiful. Of course, it's kind of creepy because he said that we had somebody walk through our campsite. They felt like they were watching him while he was sleeping, so that was kind of weird. Double decker, triple deluxe 22-man sim. Haha. So, listen, rise doesn't mean yet you're perfect. It means that you're present. It means that you're awake. And that means that you are ready for the next level. You don't rise because life gets easier. You rise because you get stronger. See, why does a baby start walking at 1 or 2 years old? And not as soon as he comes out of his, mommy's hoochie hoo. Because his legs aren't strong enough yet. What happens when you try and take a baby and you hold him up and make him stand on his feet? His feet buckle. Why? Because his legs aren't strong enough. You have to grow. You have to grow and get stronger. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. What's up, bud? I'm in the middle of my live. No.
Actually, do I even need to stick this song because it'll just come off?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think you'll be fine.
Okay. Like it was hurting because like it was sticking to my skin was.
What you can do is put it on back here and go as far down as you can. You know, because really the only bad part is up here, right here. This is the only bad part right here.
So like nowhere else needs it.
Not really. The rest of your back really isn't even red. It's just this whole area right here. Yeah, this whole area right here is all blistered. Yeah, Obe's got a sunburn. He looks like a lobster. Rock lobster.
I like the strawberry.
Yeah, I guess so. Strawberry.
I'll just put it on in the morning. I really don't want to stick to my bed sheets.
All right, man. Love you. Good night. See you in the morning. So, some of you have been stuck in the same emotional season for too long. And you don't rise because life gets easier. It doesn't. Life does not get easier. I mean, I'll be honest. Life does not get easier. You get stronger. You grow into your future. You grow into your life. You grow into the things that you can accomplish. Because I'm going to tell you something personal right here. All right? Every time I go camping, I'm not resting. I'm far from resting. I'm not just resetting. And I'm not just enjoying nature. See, one of my life goals is to, and my deepest dream is to own my own campground. We all know this. I keep it right here on my wall. All right, this is a campground for sale in southern Indiana. All right. It's one of my life goals. It's not just for resting. It's not for $419,000. Not just for resting. It's not for resetting. It's for me to rise. And not just for me, but for my family. For the people who need what nature gave us. Because my game plan for my campground is to turn it into a retreat for people. To learn how to rest, learn how to reset, learn how to rise. The game plan is call it the Stormwalker Outpost. I mean, I've got it down to a pack. In fact, I was calling, the videos that you guys going to see on my timeline. I'm in there talking about the Stormwalker Outpost. Because you know what? It's not just for me. It's for people who need what nature gave us. Peace, clarity, healing, direction, reconnection, purpose. I want to build a place where people can come to rest, reset, and rise. And not just for a weekend, but for their life if they wanted to. A place where families can reconnect. A place where leaders can recharge. A place where leaders can try and roughly about 98 acres. Not that big, but But a place where creators can come and get inspired. A place where broken people can come and be rebuilt. A place where tired people can come and get restored. So every trip I take into the woods is a reminder that this isn't a hobby. This is my calling. All right. This is it. This is what I'm planning on doing. Stormwalker Outpost. Every day Sunday. It's not about camping. It's about alignment. It's about finding a place, the practice, the environment that brings you back to yourself. For me, it's the woods. For you, it might be a gym or a beach. Could be a kitchen because some people love cooking. It could be a studio, a music studio. It could be a prayer room. It could be something as simple as a notebook because you love writing. Maybe you're planning on writing a book one day. Or maybe it's a nice long drive. Or maybe it's a quiet morning. or even a late night walk with somebody you care about. Whatever it is, you need it. Not once a year, and not when you break down, and not when you're feeling overwhelmed. You need it consistently. See, that's what part of productivity is. This whole month, the month of May, we talked about habits and structure and productivity. You can't be productive if you're overtired. I'm not going to repeat that, but that's quite hysterical. Thank you. You. But you know what? You need it consistently. Because the world's going to drain you. The world's going to drain you daily. All right? The world's going to drain you daily. The phone calls are going to hit you daily. The text messages are going to hit you daily. The drama, the stress, the work, the school, everything is going to hit you daily. So you have to plan your rest period periodically. You have to learn how to reset yourself. Have to learn how to restore yourself intentionally, taking that time out for yourself. Because I'm going to leave you with this, all right? I'm going to leave you with this. See, you've carried more than people know, all right? You've survived more than people have seen. And you've built yourself more than you'll ever admit. But now it's time to rise. Rise in a way nobody can ignore. June 1st is coming. Day 152 of this year is coming. This is it. This is it. We are at the halfway point of the year. In less than 30 days, we are going to be halfway through this year, halfway through 2026. This is a season to step back into your life with purpose and power. This is the moment. Because you have withstood more than people know. You have owned more than people seen. And it is now time to win in a way that nobody can ignore. This is now going to be June 1st. It's time to step up, rise, and make your next move, your loudest one yet. You have an excellent evening, everybody, and thank you for joining. You guys are great. Good night.